I'm Abeer Kasiri, an illustrator by profession, and yeah, that's about it. I think while growing up, I was a huge fan of Disney movies and watching Disney animated stuff. So yeah, that inspired me. And on a particular event, I remember my father got me a limited edition Beauty and the Beast, animated movie. So I was very much inspired to saw the raw footage of the line arts and colored and rendered versions. So I felt like that was the point when I wanted to become an illustrator and I wanted to work for the movies and stuff. But I guess when I grew up, it was like a world of exploring and a world of full of ideas for me. I wouldn't say I chose the field of art. It's more like it chose me. I was I was really unwell back at that time after I did my FA, or before like my graduation time. So I wanted to do something for myself only, and I felt like that art and drawing was the only thing that I knew. So I started as a trainee in an animation house, and basically that was the part where I would say that I started my journey as an illustrator and concept artist. I loved doing the concept art back then, so yeah. About my process, so I feel like it's when I'm working for a client, it's totally different than what I work on the pieces that I work for myself. Usually narratives or some stories inspire me to draw. I think I would love to mention Dastane Ishq here right now, that series that I did very recently, folk tales of Pakistan basically. So what I wanted to show while reading the folk tales, it's always kind of controversial that the issues that highlighted were how they died in love. So what I wanted to show was like how it feels to be in love, basically the moments of joy, the appreciation, love, and also the whole narrative or ideas of the illustrations were to show things around love. And I felt like during that I realized that my work was mainly research based. I love to explore the ideas, the language, the culture of people, everything around that. So I feel like illustration is just not a drawing, when it's something that depicts a story of everything that surrounds them. So when I am illustrating, and I feel like when most of the illustrators are illustrating, it's a lot of research goes behind it, a lot of things that support the illustration. For instance, if you're drawing something that is from a certain area, I would say the certain area of, let's say, of rural area of Kashmir or Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, so you would like to draw that culture, maybe the mountains, the color of those people, the language of those people, the flowers that bloom over there. So I feel like my illustration style is mainly research based. I love to read about things, I love to read the narratives, I love to observe people and draw. So yeah, that's mainly about it. As a female illustrator, yes, I think back when I started my career a decade ago, I felt like there were a lot of challenges because not so many women illustrators were there. There were very few who were doing their best, trying to excel in what they do. But still, I felt like somehow we were overlooked because of our gender. So I felt like, alhamdulillah, 10 years passed down, I felt like that, that gap between female illustrators and male illustrators have reduced, and I'm so glad about that. Like, I couldn't be happier, and I'm so happy. I see all these young girls making name for themselves, and it's not, I feel like it's my struggles were even lesser when I see the iconic Rumana Hussain and Nigar Nazar, that how they have made their names, and if it was not because of them, I don't think we would have been we would have been struggling more basically. So yeah, I think there have been struggles. There will always be struggles, to be very honest. There will always be struggles. in every part of your life, in every decade we have different struggles now, but I felt like alhamdulillah the gender gap has reduced so much, and I'm very much happy about that. Still we have a long way to go, to be very honest, but yeah, I'm happy about that. Art is a very strong tool that is used for, you know, empowerment and social change, because it's accessible to everyone, right? And it's very subjective. Everyone have a perception of their own on certain artwork, on every artwork. You know, you can't give opinions on engineering project or someone's health, or, you know, doctors or anyone of that sort of any profession. But for an artist, everyone is eager to give us feedback, and that is a plus point and a negative point as well. Like, it's a plus point because you can draw about subjects that are so stigmatized, that are so sensitive, in a very sensible way that it draws attention, and it also communicates that, you know, how we can overcome these problems, or the problem exists. And like today the world is all about social media, it's all about, you know, visual art, sharing that art. So I feel like it's our responsibility as well, and I am like pretty much aware that everyone is on their how much they can, how much they're capable of sharing something that can empower women, empower them. And, you know, they do talk about social change in their own respective areas, or with their own capabilities basically. So yeah, art is like, it's a very huge tool, and using it correctly, we can like bring a huge change. And alhamdulillah, I think we are able to talk about certain subjects that I don't think like a decade ago we were able to talk about at all. I feel like there are a lot of projects that I found challenging, but I think I enjoyed all of them. It was basically me doing what I loved, what I was passionate about. So, you know, I chose that as my career, and I think I loved all the project, the process, the research, the stories, even though at one point some projects were like very draining, but I think I enjoyed them at all. I enjoyed them so much. Just be who you are. Don't be afraid of being who you are. Don't be afraid of like putting your opinions out there. Don't be afraid of like putting yourself as a priority. You come first, right? So I feel like a lot of women are under pressure of like they don't trying to be perfect version of themselves, and you know, so I feel like that's perfection is an idea. It doesn't exist. You are beautiful the way you are, you're perfect the way you are. So keep yourself a priority, keep yourself first. Don't, like, if you are opinionated, don't hesitate to give your opinions. Don't hesitate to, you know, don't be reluctant about keeping yourself out there, putting yourself out there. And yeah, always keep learning, because learning and agreeing to disagree, exploring new ideas, that's all the world is about. So yeah, keep growing, keep learning, and don't hesitate. Yeah, don't like limit yourself at all. International Women's Day is, I feel like that one day you celebrate. It's not just like one day of the year you celebrate being a woman whole year, right? But one day precise to celebrate all the women in your life, be appreciative of them. I love to buy myself roses. Like, I would make sure that I get myself a rose, you know, and then my sister and my friends. So yeah, that's how I celebrate Women's Day, by appreciating the women around me, my friends, my mother, my sister. So yeah.